Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1 and welcome to the news. A suicide bomber struck a bar in the Congo on Christmas, killing 6 and injuring 13. Authorities believe the Allied Democratic Forces, or commonly known as ADF, this is an Islamic group with ties to ISIS. A security guard did not let the bomber into the bar, which resulted in a lower death count. Japan at the end of November held a 2-day military exercise involving Japanese self-defense forces, that's their military, Coast Guard, and police. The exercise was based on a premise that foreign forces has occupied a disputed island in the East China Sea. Japan and China both claim some islands. A Gaza terror group are uniting in the West Bank for a large-scale joint maneuvers. This exercise is to raise military readiness and increase coordination between factions. There are at least 12 groups taking part in this training. There's a growing tension in the West Bank and calls for stepped-up attacks against Israel. Belarus has removed the reference to nuclear-free status from their constitution, so now they're legally free to have Russia place nuclear weapons in their country. 35 civilians have been killed in Myanmar. The vehicles were attacked and burned. All bodies were also totally burned. 2 aid workers from Save the Children are missing. Local media is blaming the military. This area has been very chaotic since the military overthrew the elected government. More than 1,300 people have been killed by security forces there since the start of this problem. 2 dams in northeastern Brazil have collapsed, resulting in many towns and cities being flooded. This area since November has seen a lot of rain, resulting in 72 cities being affected with flooding and 18 people being killed. No words on any deaths from these 2 new dams that broke. It looks like just roads, bridges, and structures were damaged. From Christmas Eve through Sunday, 6,000 flights were canceled worldwide. 1,700 of these flights affected the United States. A shortage of flight crews because of sickness and also some bad weather. The Vatican has announced that everyone working there and all visitors will have to be vaccinated to enter. The UK is thinking about going door to door in the rural areas with teams of medical personnel to make it easy for them to get vaccinated. We all take for granted USB ports, but finally our 60-year-old B-52s are very close on getting some installed. This is because pilots use equipment like small lights and also tablets that they use to carry out their missions. So now they won't have to carry a lot of extra lithium battery packs, which is also a flight hazard because of fire on the B-52. Rental car shortages caused by rental car companies downsizing their fleets during the start of the COVID. Now with demand back up, not enough cars. Before the start of COVID, the average price to rent a car was about $46. Now it's $81. That is a 31% price increase. Plus with COVID, some people are rather drive than fly and putting more strain on the car rental supply. Last week, the Turkish government pumped billions of dollars of state-backed market intervention, causing their lira to regain some of its lost value. But just this morning, the lira fell another 8% against the US dollar. German police detained a man that is accused of using a pair of nail scissors and flattening over 1,500 tires in his rampage. 402 vehicles were affected. And finally, are primitive weapons making a comeback? A Missouri woman was charged with killing her boyfriend on Christmas Eve with a sword. Also, a 19-year-old man was arrested with a crossbow at Windsor Castle, where Queen Elizabeth was celebrating Christmas. He used a rope ladder to scale a metal fence. Thanks for watching the news.